What is going on, guys? It is Murph from Josh and Murph with another dash of Adobe Adobo for you today. So today I want to talk about an effect that I use all the time, but particularly I used it in the last summer episode 3 with Flawless. And this is an effect called frame blocking. What it is a transition that uses masking on the first clip to reveal the second clip by using some object that passes through the frame, blocking it all off. In this particular instance, it was a van in the middle of a busy LA street. I don't ever look for these particular effects. These are the kind of effects that find me because I'll be going through the footage while I'm editing and I'll see exactly that. I'll see a frame block, something that goes past the frame, and I think to myself, oh, well, then I could probably use that for a transition. And a lot of the times it works really well. I did it again later on in this vlog using a tree, and the reason I like this one, because a tree is a straight line and it was easy, and two, it was the same subjects being Flawless and Josh, but it was a different shot. So one was close up and then one was more wide, medium wide. So I thought that was cool. So to start off this effect, the first thing we had to do is find a subject that blocks out the whole frame. After that, we're going to go to the effects controls on the clip, which I have in the top left of my display. Go down to opacity and click on the pen tool. This is going to allow you to create a mask in any shape that you want. These three tools are all masking tools. You have your square, your ellipse, and your pen. The square and ellipse are going to make squares and circles that you can adjust from there, but the pen allows you to make any shape that you want. We're going to want to use the pen. What I like to do is I like to go to the last possible point that the frame is being blocked in the clip, and I will start my mask there and work backwards. So right here we have the van. I'm just going to draw right up the side of it. Then I'm going to zoom out and make a larger box that I can account for the mask moving as the frame goes on. This is technically the van space. Then we're going to go back a couple frames and move the mask, and we're going to adjust as we go. Back a couple frames, move the mask, adjust. Back a couple frames, move the mask, adjust. Over and over again until we get to the beginning of the frame where you just see the back of the van. Now, if we play it right here, not too shabby. It'll work, kind of. But we skipped a couple frames because Premiere is accounting for that movement in between the frames. And sometimes your subject is moving just as fast as that and it'll line up pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes things change in the environment. So we're just going to go in and we're going to fine tune this mask, kind of go one frame at a time, making sure it looks as good as possible. Sometimes when you're adjusting the mask, you'll reach the end of the box that you initially created because it's not big enough for this part of the clip. So you're just gonna have to adjust that as well to make sure you're not cutting off any other part of the clip you're not trying to. Then we're gonna adjust the feathering. It starts off 10% standard for feathering, but sometimes you want to go a little higher. The higher you go, the more it'll blend, but the less realistic it kind of gets. You do want a little bit of blur just because everything is natural motion blur, especially if you shot at the correct shutter speed, which I didn't, but who knows. A lot of this is trial and error, and a lot of this is just trying to make it look good. I told Josh a while ago that sometimes a bad effect done quickly is better than no effect at all. So I'm not saying this is a bad effect, but even if you don't pull it off as well as I did, or as well as you see a lot of other people do it, this isn't necessarily perfect, but it's quick, and there's a couple ways to blend it to make it seem better than it really is. So the first way you're blending is with the feathering, as we talked about. You can adjust the coloring to match the two clips because you do want it to seem seamless. You want it to seem almost like this is what happened. As soon as the van went by, your whole vision changed. One thing that's going to dial it home is some sound design. And part of the reason I even picked this clip is because I knew I could implement sound design into it, whether it be a whoosh or a vehicle passing, or just some city streets really loud to kind of draw you in, or all three combined, which is I think what I ended up going with. So we'll take a look at it right now. This is the clip with no sound, and then this is the clip with sound effects. And here's the final clip with sound effects, voiceover, and a background track from Epidemic Sound.
I knew if I took a deal early on, I would have to give up a lot of the equity, a lot of the control, a lot of the revenue.
So as you see, the sound really sells the effect, makes you feel like you're being pulled into the next frame, or that the thing's even taking it with you. There's a couple ways to do a frame blocking mask, and like everything in this field, nothing is necessarily right. It's just the way you can do it to the best of your ability, and a lot of it has to do with saving time, making it look good, and you got to try to find a balance between those two things. Let me know if you want me to make a full tutorial on masking, because it can be really in-depth, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it, and a lot of cool effects that you can execute by doing it, and it's a whole nother world where you can get into rotoscoping, or we can even get into After Effects, where it's a whole nother level. Masking is way better in After Effects, but for time's sake, I'll do little simple effects like this in Premiere. It's not as good as After Effects, but make sure you like the video, comment on the video, let us know exactly what you thought of this effect, if you've ever done this effect or if you plan on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 300 subscribers. It's amazing. We've only been putting out content for about the last week.
Five videos a week.
Yeah, we're on 5 videos a week right now. Bro. He's gonna hold it there? Yeah, good thing it's the outro. Oh. Anyway, make sure you subscribe. The like goal for this video is 20 likes. Very big number. Hope we can reach it. Oh yeah, that's right. We never had a tagline, dude.
Your mother loves Adobe Adobo, you heard?
All right, I like that. Using the shot. Can you hear Yo, put that on silent, dog.
Yo, I was really trying to be quiet.
Yo, put it on silent.
I can't.
You gotta hit the side of the bowl.
You want me to hit the rim?
Not the rim, but like.
Yeah, like the side. Yeah, but then I'm gonna spray everywhere. Wow, you shook the f***ing world, dogs. I mean, you
Yo,
shook the
hey,
fucking world.
hey, we're gonna shake the world. We're gonna shake. Hey, thanks, bro. Don't leave me hanging.